Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I started the recording a bit late, but let's just jump into the draft. JDG banning Irelia, which is very, very odd. I don't know why they're banning Irelia. Shen makes sense. Ornn is open. Volleybig is locked in as the top laner for Finn, which is a different look considering they could have picked Ornn. They're going to take the fight a little bit more to the top side this time. I think Ornn Italy wouldn't be too shabby, and then you just third pick. I think Inspired Nidalee is going to be a complete. It's going to be a new look. Going to see how it pans out. Let's hope he doesn't pick Echo. Does Larson play set mid? Because set mid is so fucking good here. Very, very good here to go set mid. It's good into Zoe. You synergize with Nidalee, but we don't know about the EU meta. The EU meta is looking quite different. Red side, we have Twisted Fate ban, Lucian ban on red as well. Maybe against Yagao is against a player that you can maybe flip it and leave Lucian open, but the Irelia ban is very unique, very strange. Maybe the idea is if you blind pick Zoe, you're afraid of the Irelia counter, but Rogue never struck me as, you know, Irelia a team. You know, I know Finn played it in the past, and I know Larson played a couple of games in the past too, but in the current state of the affairs, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Let's see now if they ban Jhin or Senna. I like the Jhin ban against Loken, but I also like the Senna ban in the context of the champions that have been picked. I think you definitely ban Set here if you are JDG. You don't want to play against Set. You really don't want to. Set is really, really good here. Another thing that's really, really good here is Tristana. I'm surprised that they're banning Syndra. I think you find comfort in the Syndra pick here. I think you just want to remove AD champions, even though Larson hasn't shown too many of them. I think Tristana and Set are pretty good. With all of the success that a champion like Nidalee has had, I am very hyped about Nidalee in this particular jungle matchup. But it all comes down to what mid laner they accompany this with. I'm very, very curious. Bot lane is probably going to be Senna Leona. But Senna Leona, I think it's very, very easy to just get Mercury into this team. Bard, Vander Bard. Not going Pantheon? Ooh, there we go, the set. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Okay. It's not too terrible. It's not too terrible, but it makes it completely like 2v2 topside centric this game. Top 2v2 is going to be giga important. Caitlyn, decent into this team. Nothing that can really reach her, especially if she gets cleanse. Caitlyn Lux, we like that. Still, does Vander play Pantheon? That's just the question. I think Pantheon is broken. I love me some Pantheon. Pantheon with Nidalee is especially good. Bard is going to scale very well into this game. Caitlyn runs Cleanse. Maybe go Nautilus. Nautilus could be okay too. I like the shape of Nautilus here. You have Nautilus, Pantheon, Leona. Blitzcrank. Spicy. I don't mind that either. But hard CC is usually, when I say hard CC, you know, shit that lands always, is usually the better way to go with Nidalee. But in terms of lane matchup, you know, Blitzcrank can definitely throw a cog in the wrenches. Is that how you say it? A wrench in the cogs of the JGD mechanism. But it worries me that the early game is going to be completely around 2v2 top. And I think Zoom and Kanavi are going to win out there. And then the question is, if Nidalee decides to path into bottom side, how much of the Blitzcrank hooks can land? That's the next question in line. Let me just turn on some lights. Hey Cookie, I love you. He's sleeping on my desk. Very, very cute. I'm gonna close the door. I think draft-wise, the first 3 picks were quite weak against Azir in terms of, team fights later on. But I think Azir has fallen out of favor because him to reach like a point where he's super powerful, that rarely happens. Like I don't feel like Azir dictates that many fights unless like the player that is playing Azir is super insane at it, like a BDD or like a Chovy or like even a Faker. And I like Azir in situations where his 2v2 can actually be used, because Azir 2v2 is pretty damn good. The distance he covers with EQ, R is really huge. But Blitzcrank definitely very spicy. I think Hans Sama used some of that Ignar dust and sprinkled it onto Vander's forehead, and then Vander felt blessed to lock in this one. This is going to decide Rogue's fate here. This is a very big game with a lot on the line, because I think Rogue will never take a win off of Damwon. I think if any team is going to do it in this group, it's going to be JDG. So there's like a bit of a variable that Rogue need to keep in mind, because let's say there's a world where Rogue loses this one, and then JGG beat Damwon, and all of a sudden there's no tiebreaker, and Damwon go 5-1, and then they get first, and then there's 4-2, and Rogue is on 3-3, which is rough. We assume PSG is gonna go 0-6, but the last game they definitely showed some life against Damwon. I think the biggest worry for me though is still our boy Finn. Did okay on Gangplank. He did fine on Malphite as well. Did good, honestly. And here in this one, he is playing a matchup that requires a little bit more skill. So let's keep a close eye to him. Counterpicking Zoe with Azir when Set is an option, I think. Very sad. But I like the use of Caitlyn here. Caitlyn Bard is definitely into the picks that we're showing. Was very good. Caitlyn Bard against Nidalee, Volibear, Azir, Ashe. Very good rotation. The only thing that can really deal with Caitlyn Bard well here is the Bard. I mean, is the Blitzcrank. So that's also, a fine 5th pick. But I don't know how much Vander can accomplish. Either it's going to be great or it's going to be useless. There is very little room in between here. No crazy level 1 invades. I think JGD are pacing themselves after what happened against Damwon. This is a good moment to realize, that the World Championship is actually happening now. We should take a step back and truly enjoy it, because we've waited for this for a very long time, and everything's flying by so fast. Play-ins is gone, and now this is the 3rd day of group stages already, and before we know it, we are in quarters, and then quarters is going to go by fast, and then just a couple of days left, and then Worlds is dusted and settled. Very cool how Rogue managed to get bottom prio again with Blitzcrank. This is super important, because if you can push... Oh, Finn, okay. Okay, Finn. Finn has a sweeper though, so there's no warding here as an option. Finn played level 1 correctly if he managed to get prio. He could have swept maybe the sword, but I don't know if he knew that it was there. But interesting technology that Volibear has sweeper. Nidalee is pathing into bottom. I was talking about how Ashe and Blitz, them getting prio is so meaningful, because hitting Blitzcrank hooks is just so much easier when you're pushing, and so much harder when the enemy is pushing, because they are shielded by minions, and when you're pushing they are not. Okay, Inspired pretty late to the party, just looking for Crab and spotting the vision, which we don't mind. Yeah, full information on Kanavi, and Larsen with the lane state. Maybe they can look for double Crab. Nidalee used her ward though, so Nidalee can't place a ward to set up. Oh, this is a TP on the wave? Madman. But okay, the move speed from TP makes it A-okay. Yagao should try his best to freeze here to make sure Kanavi has space. And then the jungle situation should be a rather even advantage for Kanavi because Inspired went for the semi-invades and Kanavi is also on the right side of the map in terms of picking up his golems and then recall and then start clearing from top side again. So he has a slight tempo advantage here because of course Inspired needs to clear his Gromp as well here. Wait, I'm just trying to understand something because it's completely going over my head. Completely going over my head. Okay, Kanavi 4, 8. Why am I so confused? What am I missing? Oh, what the fuck, man? What am I thinking? Golem second spawn. Jesus, imagine wasting that much time on this. My goodness. Okay. Yeah. Same as I said. Kanavi's ahead. Kanavi's ahead. I wonder if the mistake was that Inspired didn't invade together with Volibear at the moment where he stepped in. You know, he pushed two waves and then maybe they could look for the invade there together and fight. Maybe that was the juicy move. But I think Finn didn't have Q at this point. It's just WE maybe. But if he goes QE, maybe they can find some damage here and get ahead. Because Finn invaded, spotted Kanavi, and then it was meaningless because Nidalee was too late, and then she took topside crab, but Kanavi went into bottom and his second column spawned, and he already did one camp more. Because Inspired did blue into topside 3, and this just means he wastes more time running around. No cleanse on Loken, but I guess they're just playing on Mikhails, because Mikhails has a shorter cooldown than cleanse anyway, so might as well just go for it and keep heal. Heal is slightly better for lane. First Zoe that we see in the tournament, I believe. Surprised how it kind of fell out of meta, but everyone's just looking for the Syndra instead. But I think Zoe can contest Prio against most matchups and play for a jungler too. Very reliant on a lot of RNG. Zoom keeping flash here makes this awkward for Finn. Okay, he can't stay under the tower, and Nidalee is trying to take jungle camps that are not there. Very good timing gang for Kanavi. It flows so perfectly with what he wants to do in the jungle. That's why, you know, it's not about like can Jankos play Nidalee, can Inspired play Nidalee, can a team play around these junglers. That's so more important because the timing here is perfect. Zoom wave condition, the trade that happened, also very perfect. Kanavi didn't waste any time. He ran past his wolves because he wants to go straight into his route. They actually killed him on the way. And then he's going straight into his bottom side camps. As they are spawning, Nidalee is getting no return damage, and the timing of this gank is so beautiful. Zoom keeping TP advantage, has a phage into some weaker, stronger items. Bramblevest is going to be better than of course phage. But at the point in time where push comes to shove and there's a gank again, the lack of flash is going to be key. Finn is going to have to play very aggro to maintain prio, because if he gives up and Renekton can stack rage, that means we might lose the trade, and then the tricky part is the Renekton TP is going to be running rampant everywhere on the map. No invade happening on top side, but this is one of those moments where you know that Nidalee is going to pattern to top, because it's all about efficiency. If she doesn't, she's going to fall behind. So here Kanavi could potentially look for some dragon situations if he wanted to. But the tricky thing with that is you look for Drake, you get an Ocean that doesn't impact the game at all, and then Nidalee is going to invade your top side, and Renekton's not going to have any breathing room. Decisions, you know? It's all decisions. I don't know if Kanavi can afford AP jungle item yet. Maybe if he sells potion, okay. He can afford it. Both junglers and AP jungle item, maybe they're just gonna straight up base and get it. But this is huge. We love AP jungle item on this channel. Two things we love the most: AP jungle item and Ornn. And AP jungle item just increases your clear speed by so much. I would actually enjoy it if Kanavi just straight up takes blue. Just fuck you, Zoe. I am the captain of this ship. Doesn't make a difference anyway. I just straight up start the rift, because Blitz and Bard had a better tempo. I wonder if the pink ward just spotted Nidalee. Is that what happened? Because maybe that's what happened. Because they see that golems are being taken, and then Inspired needs to base, and that's why they just go straight for Herald. Pretty nice. Very neat pink ward placement here by Zoom. They have the Nidalee information. They're like, let's just fucking start Herald. Very nice. The vision control on topside jungle is just nasty. Just some of the details of what Zoom does so well, and oof. Ooh, no flash, Kanavi? Ooh, sleep. Ashe is committed, but she's very late to the situation, which makes it pretty awkward. Like, Ashe doesn't know how to decide how to join this fight, and Caitlyn is hitting bots. Yeah, I think this... Oof. Yeah, Kanavi survived there. I didn't think he would. Thought he should just flash the Blitz hook and all would be fine, and they could just walk away. Renekton gets the Herald. I'm not sure what Hansama flashed there, but this was his Eminem moment. Okay, it went from disaster to good, like, advantage JGD. I'm assuming we get a replay of that, so we're not going to go much further. Like, Kanavi just straight up flashes here, and all the damage is done already. Like, they got the Herald. Even if they don't pick it up, like, Caitlyn's hitting bottom. There's no rush at all here, and Zoom burning his summoners to continue and extend this. I don't think it's the best decision. Maybe you should walk up now and you just take the plant and walk away. Like, JGD had very little reasons to make this an extended fight. Caitlyn was gaining so much already. She got 2 platings, and the game was in shambles, but Rogue picked up a kill on both Lumao and Renekton, which, you know, makes Ashe a little bit happy at least. Still, the Herald can be used on bot. Zoom straight up TPs, doesn't give a damn. Forgot that he was the one that picked it up. They can continue get another one. Their tempo is so much better. They can also look to dive the Azir potentially mid, or force something there with the Ashe arrow, but they're just going for second bot tower, and then afterwards they're going to rotate into mid. Rift Herald tanking the turret means they're not going to go for anything more than that. I think it would have been a mistake anyway. They're not going for mid. Maybe they find it very difficult to dive the Azir. But they have some decent champions to do it. Like you can Bard ult the tower, for example. You can come from a flank with Renekton, but they're just going for Drake and bottom tier 2, and that's okay too. I think maybe Volibear should look to all-in the Caitlyn here. I think Finn maybe is waiting for his ult cooldown. I think if you're going to want to find opportunities to be useful with Volibear this game, this is it. Rogue not appreciating at all that they don't have the tempo advantage, and very uncharacteristic mistake of Rogue. Because with the Herald, tempo advantage is there. Nidalee and Ashe were showing on top wave. Renekton is here. Okay, maybe Nidalee montage. Okay. Let's take a step back here, because I felt like this was a Rogue mistake, but what was the extension that was so bad? Maybe the extension just to go for Azir is just too much. The arrow lands, Nidalee comes, has a very easy spear to land, and Volibear also commits. What a team player Finn is, because he has a wave right now crashing into the tower, and he just doesn't give a damn. He just jogs over here right away. And I think in a world where maybe they just went for blitz and that's it, and then they defended top, it would have been a win. But JGD extend. To be fair, I thought as well that this looked fine. I didn't pay attention to Ashe and Nidalee's movement, and I have perfect vision of the situation. But yes, Captain Hindsight says that yeah, this is a heavy overextension. The good move was just to kill Blitz and then hover on the top side, make sure no more platings are lost, and then look to pressure the tower that is top, especially when Ashe is not showing on the wave. Okay, Zoom. Okay, we're still taking platings. How many platings does this guy take this game? 7 already. That's number 7. But Volibear got really fucked over by this. He lost a lot of minions. Is Finn freezing? If he can freeze, he should freeze. Really, really should freeze. There's no reason to break that freeze. This is how you recover Finn. Freeze, 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 freeze. I wonder hooking it makes absolutely no sense, man. No sense. Polska górą. Then here, you're good. No, Finn's minions in the bottom tower, no. Looking at the state of the game, it's still so hard. Like, Renekton's gonna win inside because he's ahead. Zoe is pretty weak, Ashe is strong, but I think if we take a look at the gold between Loken and Ashe, I think it's very, very similar. Oh, Loken is even ahead by 200. It's funny. I had no idea this graphic is coming up, and it felt like they almost hurt me. But look at Finn's money too, man. That is a disaster. And this great gold lead is just going to continue to grow because Renekton is going to have more options. Renekton can look to freeze. But he doesn't have TP in this scenario, so it's something to pay attention to. But the ability to force for Rogue is a little bit inconsistent. There is a little window where Ashe arrows should start flying. Like before Mikael's lands, you should start shooting arrows after arrow because there's no cleanse. You should, like, the call should be, we force on Ashe arrow, we follow up with a Blitzcrank hook, I have Essence Reaver, let me fire these arrows. This game, even though there's the lead on blue side, you know, it's not significant enough to say that this is completely over. Inspired is in a good state, he's 1 level ahead, we like that as well. Inspired is playing 2v2 with his Azir, which is odd, but it's just 2 schools of thought. I like the idea of just Rogue firing arrow after arrow. Like here, Hansama just fire. Oh, he has no arrow already. He already did it. They didn't show when he did it, so I think I'm excused. So when's the arrow fired? Oh, they just fired an arrow on Kate and missed. I think they can be on the wave and wait a little bit longer. But okay, they fired the arrow, that's good. Caitlyn isolated, Rogue are moving good. But Finn is always committing to this. So Finn, the sacrificial lamb. I think bottom is bouncing already. I don't think the wave that is on the blue side is a cannon wave. Maybe it's actually freezing for Finn. It's so hard for me to judge based off the map alone. I'm sorry. But Finn can freeze. If he's allowed to freeze, he should freeze. The Rift Herald is already gone. There's no contention here. I think Finn could potentially push and walk into topside as well to defend and get minions like that. Because now Rogue's position is very good after this Rift Herald taking, which puts in question, like taking the second Rift Herald maybe was just troll. Zoom was very, very slow on the flash. Because the Bardul is very nice. Luma catches Azir. There it is, boom. And the trap goes, and the flash W is just way too late by Zoom. Very, very late. Dvander walks into a trap. That blows. Rogue's position was so good. So good here. I had the idea in mind that maybe taking this Rift was a mistake. Because Rogue has better position into bottom side, and here Finn breaking freeze is good. Like, he shouldn't freeze if this is the idea. So this, if the sequence is like this, Rift Herald is taken, Finn pushes, Rogue push mid, and then JDG need to waste time in order to rotate into mid, and then Rogue need to hover into bottom side, pressure the bottom tower. Finn bases, goes into top, catches top, and then Azir is going to be the one hovering on bottom side. But the Bardult is just too good, and Rogue greeded too hard for the tower. The Bardult was really juicy. I think Larssen, I haven't been super impressed by him so far in this tournament. I think both today and yesterday, how he got caught. Like, sure, he survived, but I think with Azir you should be able to react to that and not get Bardulted. Yeah, these kills, now the shutdown on Ashe, going over to JDG, that's a problem, man. It's a problem, because they get Infernal Drake too, and now the game is looking pretty grim. Azir is going for Banshee. He's not going to breach any, critical point in the game anytime soon with this Banshee's purchase. I just see in a lot of cases when players are behind with Azir are looking to itemize magic resistance, and I think you need to be realistic about how much time you have to become stronger. So let's say Soul Point is going to happen in 9 minutes. So in 9 minutes, what is Azir realistically going to land on as items? Maybe Banshee, and maybe that's it. Maybe just a Banshee. Maybe Banshee and Blasting Wand maximum. And will you be able to win against the K3 items? I don't think Banshee is going to save you there. There's just some decisions that you need to make within the game. Like, what is going to be the game-winning item? Very similar to what Caps did in the Silas game, where he was super far behind. He was like, the only way for me to be useful this game is if I get Death Cap. And and some things just land perfectly for me. There are some items that are more premium that could be good, but if you are working with a limited budget, you need to increase the potential before you defend the potential, if that makes sense. Which is often when you are behind getting defensive items, it's just too late, We'd love to see the gold graph again. Just get a check-in on Caitlyn's gold. Next Drake might be the best chance that Rogue is ever gonna get. That's good. We enjoy this. Looking at the match tape, Zoom has no business being here. Like, they are committing into top side, hovering into it, and Kanavi is in position to take red. There's no reason at all for for Zoom to be walking about here. But at the same time, you could argue that the mistake is JDG's because they're hovering to Zoe's side and Zoe has TP. Very good for Rogue. Very, very good. This is very important. This Blitzcrank is keeping them in the game. Blitzcrank always adds that element of craziness. And if JDG continue making mistakes like this, maybe the next Drake Rogue can pick up and all of a sudden, you know, some of these itemization choices get time to breathe a bit more in the game if you get another Drake. I think probably better to isolate Zoe and then look to defend and attack bottom side, play through Renekton and Lilia. I think Zoe Lilia 2v2 is, they can sleep people, yay! But that's not true synergy. Banshee, now on the conversation of Banshee, like Banshee is very useful against Bard, useful against Zoe, useful against Lilia, for sure, don't get me wrong. But in games when you're behind, you need to put that in question, you know? What are going to be the winning items? What is going to be your final build at the point where the game is going to be decided? Oh, Vander! Very nice, very nice. You know, these last two plays that Vander pulled off, they definitely have received a lot of gold through it. Oh. They received a lot of gold through the last play where they got 2 kills, they killed Zoom, got the shutdown on Zoom, and then killed Lumao as well. And with that in mind, of course, got bottom tower too. So more of that and everything will be good. But in this case, Loken just burnt his summoners. He survived, which is very sad. Let's see if there's something that Rogue can do to actually snap him. Because this was a cool play from Vander. I like this. Boom, and then he got Loken. But I don't even think Rogue was ready for this. Nobody was ready for this. This was just Vander next level brain. I think in a world where everyone on Rogue is in a better position, maybe this is going to be a bit more lethal, but we don't know how JDG also would react if Rogue is walking forward more. So it's always a tricky conversation. But yeah, it looked cool, didn't work out, and now JDG should have a free mountain. Only one word left though on Bard. No, the reason I said this is the best time to fight for Rogue is because comparing items, this is a spot where they are relatively even in terms of finished items and so forth. I think Kaelan is going to reach Stormrazor, and Ashe getting IE is going to be very, 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 very tight. I think it's going to be close for the Soul Drake if JDG get it. Even though Blitzcrank is back, the amount of space control JGD have is just too important. And now Hansama is looking like he's gonna die. Zoom heals, and then he dashes and continues. Jesus, Zoom. I think 99% of players would flash out there, but the man just goes deeper. What just happened to Lumao? What? Look at him. What happened? What? Look at him. Can someone explain this? Yo, if someone knows this, please leave in the comments below. So in 5 minutes we will have that point in time. How much stronger can Azir get? Not much, man. You're sitting on Banshee Nashors. You're not gonna get much stronger than this. You might get a large rod. Blitzcrank griefed here as well because he actually delivered them from evil, but the sleep lasts so long. Kanavi is great, Lilia. This tournament just feels like everything's gonna be a big jungle gap, Aroni everywhere. What I was trying to say is more like teams with good junglers definitely have an advantage. Oh, he's sleeping again. Oh shit. Yo. That is brutal, man. Kanavi bowling time. Oh, deja vu, man. Bard and the blast cone. There's another sleep. Jesus, Hansama. That is sad. Yep. You hit one of those eeps and then you fall asleep. And that should be game. Mountain Drake, they should be way stronger. Yeah, Rogue should try their best to look to fight this, but the bubble lands and... Oof. Yeah. Obviously JGD is a lot better, so it's tough in the first place. I liked the Blitz. I liked Inspired Nidalee. I'm just not a fan of the Azir and the Volibear too much. Imagine they had Ornn. Also was considering removing Bard against Lumao in 4-5. Trying to remember what they banned in 4-5 and I just can't recall. Gonna pull it up on my second monitor so you guys just hang on tight and watch whatever's happening. Well, I just opened Leaguepedia and it already shows them as winners, so that's sad, but it's not unpredictable. Yeah, they banned Ezreal Jhin, and Caitlyn was a great pick, right? So your AD carry bans are definitely meaningless. So Bard ban is definitely a consideration if you're looking to fourth pick Azir. Ashe Azir really don't like playing against Bard. Caitlyn Bard was good looking. I was happy about the Blitz. I don't think it was bad. And it's just a rogue in question when it comes to the Volibear and Finn playing something that is not as strong. Because here, if look at the draft situations in the lens of, you know, the whole tournament, they had an opportunity to land on Set and Pantheon, and they could have let go of Bard and maybe remove Kate. You know, Captain Hindsight in me is speaking, of course. I think banning support probably would have been just better. They banned Ezreal Jhin. Now it just feels outdated. So as I told you guys, this is the foresight that you have to have. You know, the game is going to be decided at this moment in time, 27 minutes. And I said exactly, Azir is going to have these two items. Sure, maybe if you had Deathcap finished here, it wouldn't be that much of a difference, but like they would still get annihilated the same way here. Azir wouldn't pentakill here with Deathcap, but it's something to think about. It's like, oh, this is the game state. Okay, in order for us to win, I need to be strong at this point. How can I become as strong as possible? And once again, Banshee is not bad against enemy team, but it's such a convenience item, you know? And I don't think we should be too harsh on Finn, you know, coming into the... what's it called? Coming into the World Championship, I think on paper, out of all the top laners that are here, probably Finn on paper looked the weakest coming into it. Like out of all 16. Like, that could be a bit harsh, but PK from Machi was pretty hyped. Hanabi pretty hyped. Maybe Finn is better than Hanabi. Finn has no ego, that's also a very big plus. But well, regardless, you wouldn't put Finn maybe in top 10, right? But he's playing against the guy that I put as the best top laner in the world coming into the tournament. So I don't think we should be too harsh on Finn. I think at this point we could just fast forward the Soul and Baron. Whoa, and Spite got snapped. Oof. I feel bad for Yagao because he gets so incredibly underrated because all the players around him are so fucking good. And like being the weakest individual player on a team with Zoom, Loken, Kanavi, and Lumao it's not it's not bad. Just you're alright, man. You're alright. Holy JGD is flashing every Chinese icon. Okay, good stuff, Zoom. Good stuff. Good Renekton play. Yeah, I think as the day proceeds, we begin to feel in a way where everything falls within the groups. With the Team Liquid loss, with the win now, JGD versus Rogue, all of the places where there's some hope to stir up some, you know, some craziness. That hope is slowly dying. Very cool. That was a fun game. JGD making some slip-ups, you know, they are not anywhere close to the level of precision of Damwon. Thank you so much for watching. All the best, guys. I'll catch you on the next game. Bye-bye. Oh! They were casting?
It's going to be a very exciting rematch between Damwon and JDG. I don't think JDG got enough out in their first match. It felt like draft certainly suited Damwon very, very much. But the second time around, I think the Camille and TF might be better.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they are.
Ellis fits in this half-shaven
beard.
beard.
Also give us a much better.
He's got that set look, man. He's looking like
well.
set.
It'll sort of probably reinforce something, though.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But
and also, look at that, guys. They were allowed to wear their own suits. That's cool. That's exciting, man. These two bad boys casting the World Championship. I'm sad I didn't listen to it, but it is what it is. We're doing it for the content. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.